Okay, boys and toys, girls and girls. My name is Slayer Destiny, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. On the last episode, the thing that happened, the thing that I've been wanting to happen, finally happened. And now I regret it. Because I'm a babe who doesn't watch horror much. Anyways, you're probably wondering why we're not in the game itself, but you can still hear the music anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I was looking online, trying hard not to spoil anything, but apparently, it does, for the game, it does stuff in the Steam folder. Like, I was looking and you guys didn't see it because my face was blocking it last episode, but it was saying that it created this file in it. So if we actually open it up real quick, it says, "I'm sorry, but an uncaught exception occurred." Let me move it here because my face is blocking, and it might be a little small. I can try and make it bigger, but let me see how I can though. So this is what this is. I hope you guys can see it, but basically it says, "I'm sorry, but an uncaught exception occurred." Yada yada yada. This is what I saw that I had no idea this was here. Oh geez. I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec. I can probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making things so difficult. Well, here goes nothing. That was... When I saw that, I was so scared. Oh, let me delete that. That's nothing. I got so scared. And then basically this is just all nonsense. Oh? It repeats again. That's interesting. Sorry, I got a little bit into it. I'm trying to see if I could understand this, and I'm trying to see if I can understand it, because if I can, that means I actually learned something in my major. Good for me. So then I was looking through this, and another thing was, if you look at this, no, Sayori's character isn't there, and that one I didn't even know about. I didn't even know this whole thing existed. And then I'm looking through it, and I'm looking. If you look at it, it says date modified. This is today's date, the day that I'm recording this. This was modified. This was modified. This one was also modified. So let me look at this. Edit with notepad. Bootstrap. Nope. Loading. I think this is all pretty much gibberish, right? Yeah, this is all pretty much gibberish. What else? This one actually creeped me out. I saw this, but I didn't actually look at it. So, please don't scare me, please don't scare me, please don't scare me, please don't scare me, please don't scare me. Oh, that's creepy. That is very creepy. I'm closing that. I don't like that. It's Sayori. I don't like how it says happy thoughts. I'm totally not thinking happy thoughts. This, I didn't even see this either. It says, "Can you hear me?" Edit with notepad. There's a little devil inside all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, I never heard that word before, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find. This is a poem, isn't it? Into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. There was a file that opened last episode, or there was it was a letter. Is this related to the letter? Is this Sayori? Such a deplorable tangled mass is already present in every single one of them. That's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot? What? And I think that was it. That was all that's modified today. So I'm gonna move this on my other screen so that way I can see if something was updated. If something actually did update. Okay, so let's make this view a little bit easier to see. No. There. Now, with this, I could see if it changes at all. So, I'm gonna be okay. I know I'm being over dramatic, but you know, it helps. I got my blanket, I got my pillow. Let's do this. I'm still in my apartment by myself again, still, by the way. It took me about an hour to get back to this game, because half of me was just like, I don't want to do this. But honestly, I must finish this game. Okay, I just need to calm down. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect the monitor to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. I'm just not gonna look. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. Wow! We're not reading the poems, no way. I guess because we did that last time, huh? Or, you know, in the last, time loop, I guess is the right word. The last save file, I guess, or the last game. Because this is technically a new game right now. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper into her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. Okay, so far, the same thing. Good. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading the book. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Did they mention the title before? I don't know. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the oh, okay, they probably did because that sounds familiar. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. Like vampires? But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and Dang, I don't remember all of this. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That sounds familiar. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Keita? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because, but because the world is, but because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyway. What? She didn't totally say that last time. I'm learning this down. Now I'm getting scared. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? That's interesting. Because I know she totally didn't say that. Obviously, she didn't say that last time. I would have remembered. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest. Okay, no, it's just me. I was looking to see if anything updated, but it looks fine. Haven't lost interest or anything. Oh, sorry, he said that. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts. My whole body. What? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Well, that's true. So it makes me kind of wonder, are we slowly like, please, like, don't tell me, I'm just thinking out loud, but are we slowly, like, not only discovering the quirks out of each and every one of them, but are we slowly deleting them, like what the traceback said? Are we slowly deleting them until there's one person left? Because that would be interesting. But once again, don't tell me. The only thing that I'm worried about is that the more I progress through this game, I already know the more I progress through this game, the creepier it's gonna get, and I'm just gonna be so sad. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? I don't think I can play this game anymore. It's like late. I'm so glad my roommate isn't here right now because I'm yelling left and right. It's not even that scary. Calm down. Calm down. But what was that? I have to look at the playback again because that was weird. She like not only like I felt like her colors changed. I noticed that, like a color palette. But I'm wondering, like, I feel like her expression changed or something, but I don't know what it was. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I opened the book inside the prologue. I don't know if I can keep playing this game. We just started. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. Like, I want to cover my face, but if I cover my face, you won't be able to understand what I'm saying. So, it's as if I can feel a presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Oh my god, oh my god. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Sorry. I was just reading. What? Oh, come on. I wanted to see that. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here. This should work, right? Yeah, this is the exact same thing. So I just, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. That black stuff, it said something about breathing. Is she gonna end up being a creepy yandere? Then, oh my god, this is terrible. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Like, I can appreciate what the game is doing. Like, the way it is that it's doing, like, little small things that are out of the ordinary. Like, it's just little things, but it's so different that it's uncomfortable. Like, the text, like, being black and all of that, it's not something you don't see much, so it makes you uncomfortable. From the last episode when the classroom was slowly tilting, that's uncomfortable. So I can appreciate the game doing that, like messing with you. Which, you know, now that I think about it, it is a psychological horror, so that makes sense. Anyways. So yes, I'm rambling, I'm stalling because I'm getting scared. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Oh, why am I looking at my microphone? Huh. I don't know if you guys can hear me, by the way, because I'm like this close. I don't know if you can hear me like this, but this is like the best way to keep me from shaking, basically. Oh, I hate this. I wish someone was here with me. I need a buddy. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asking me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her... Okay! My roommate's calling. Give me 1 second. Good news! My roommate's coming home, so I don't have to be so lonely here. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Huh? No. I don't relate to this character at all. Although this face is fine. It's adorable, slightly adorable. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were thinking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Huh? Dude, now I'm getting scared by the facial movements. Oh my god. This game is making me tense. Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. This is new. This is different. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. See, that's new. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Keita? Did something happen just now? Huh? You know, I think I need to stop playing this game soon because everything is making me jump. I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. Wow, thanks. No, nothing. Don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's not alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Huh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I read my first poem to? Okay, Natsuki, please be nice. I told Natsuki I was interested in a poem yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Okay, we're good. Keita, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Is she okay? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying it again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Please be cute. Okay, this is refreshing. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. This sounds very similar to what Sayori wrote in the first day. Strange. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. She's not wrong. I felt that. Like, it felt the flow was off, basically. The flow was off. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then it won't take that away from her. Oh god, left is Monica. Where's Yuri? Oh no. Hi, Keita. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Keita. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Keita. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Yep, that way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though. It kind of sounds like Yuri has depression this time. And it's like, oh, that's so weird. It's like it moved from Sayori to Yuri. That's what I'm starting to, that's the feeling I get from this. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. Oh god, I was right. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! Okay, I'm getting prepared for a jump scare. It's probably not gonna happen, but just in case. I'm back. Okay, yeah, it didn't happen. She's very close though. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It wasn't looking at me, confused. Wait. But my burnt eyes can no longer see color. The others in the room, are they talking? Wasn't looking at me. Hold on. This isn't the same poem as the... No, I don't think it's the same poem, no. Okay, so let me restart. I thought this was the same poem. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are these simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fear, I brandish my pen. Oh, this is interesting. It kind of sounds like she's anxious about writing a poem, either for me, my character, or for another guy, maybe a guy she likes. But this is interesting. You could feel the anxiety here, but towards the end, she's just like, I'm gonna do it for him. That's basically what she's saying. So, no jump scares. Okay. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Yes? Okay, I'm back. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. You're making me suspicious, Monica. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Oh, speaking of this, I was actually looking at, okay, so I said in the last episode that this guy I was subscribed to put a reaction compilation of YouTubers reacting to Sayori's death, and one of the YouTubers noticed that the day, like before we found out that Sayori hung herself, Monica was talking to us and she's like, I can't believe you left Sayori hanging this morning. And like, when I found that out, I got chills down my spine. Like even right now, I'm getting chills down my spine. You guys will probably see it in the last episode, but that's so crazy. But then again, this is just me having an idea of what Monica actually is or who she actually is. So, you know, it's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. That's a good tip actually, because I've had this story idea for the longest time. And it's like the same thing. Like I could never get past writing the first chapter. So that's a good tip. That's a good tip. Just write it down and fix it up later. Got it. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. She said this before. Huh. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Don't look, don't look. Okay. Oh, all that's left is Yuri. Okay, don't look, don't look. Oh my god, something's gonna happen, isn't it? As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Crazy. Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. What? You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a deep breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. Don't worry, I promise, I know how to speak. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri treads off, unable to find an excuse. She traces a finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. I promise, I know how to speak. Once she refines her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. That's what I've noticed. Like, whenever Natsuki talks about Yuri, or Yuri talks about Natsuki, it's like they're trying to avoid the topic in general. Like, they're trying to avoid each other. I wonder why, though. Because even in the last game, in the last playthrough, Natsuki didn't want to talk about Yuri much. It's like, how should I put it? What it feels like, it's pretty much two childhood friends who are no longer friends anymore. That's the best way I could put it. That's the sense I'm getting from those two. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. It's gonna be a different poem from last time, isn't it? Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Ghost Under the Light. Oh, it's... Okay, this one is the exact same. I remember this one. Ghost Under the Light. Tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Okay, lowering volume just in case. Go. Oh, I'm getting so scared. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Child, again. It's fine. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read scripts very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Alright, so far so good. Same. But this makes me worried because what I've noticed about this game is that it makes it look like everything is normal. Like having the same dialogue, keeping the same dialogue, but then out of nowhere, something changes. Like with the distorted image or the text or something. Something's gonna happen. I know it is. Lightning, keep me safe, please. I need you right here, hun. Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Keita.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past.
So far so good, exact same.
And soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Keita.
Ah, me too. Whew. Yeah, me too, man. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. Don't scare me, don't scare me. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. Me too, man. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in a notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. Okay, so far so good. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Huh. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. See, this is what I'm talking about. This was happening in the last game, in the last playthrough. What's with this language? And this is new. They've never had inner monologue before.
Huh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. What? No? How can that be cute? Giving up as in like because of the last sentence that she had? Interesting.
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Oh my god. Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Oh my god. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Keita did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style.
oh my god, they're both so stubborn. Just accept the constructive criticism. Oh my god.
I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Kato liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Ho? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
Huh? That's not what you're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Kato appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Oh! Dang! Oh my god, Yuri. Throwing all that shade. I love it. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Kid started. Oh my god, even more shade! Wow.
Natsuki!
Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you!
Taking out your own
Oh! On others like that. You really act as young as you look. Me? Look who's talking, you want to be edgy bitch. Edgy? This is new.
Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. I'm just gonna use my normal voice because I just want to get past this. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Oh my god. Did you accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Dang! Yeah, go on. Let Kid hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after all this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Keita, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get... What was it? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, that was way too fast. That was way too fast. What did you say? What? Oh my god. Yuri, I'm sorry. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Ah! Natsuki? Monica! Girl! What are you doing? Hey, Keita. Why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? Thanks, Monica, but, sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway. Okay, no, nothing added. I thought something did. No, we're good. If this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, child, no, honey, why? Baby. She quickly runs away. Oh, dear. Well, it looks like they're done. Baby. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her... What did she say? Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Keita, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today.
It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take the responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want to be around for something, Yuri. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Keita. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing you trouble.
All right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode right now. Yeah, you know, it's okay. Oh yeah, by the way, I noticed this last episode, all my save slots from last time, gone. Now that I think about it, that means whatever I did before wouldn't have made a difference, huh? Interesting. Alright, sounds good. So, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the episode here, because, well, basically, I still have to record one more episode before I go on my trip, which, by the way, by the time that episode comes up, I'm gonna be back home anyways. But I'm just gonna wait until the morning, you know, it's like midnight right now. I think I'm done playing this game. So, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if I screamed a lot. It's very scary, okay? If you have any tips, advice, or recommendations for me, please leave them in the comments below. So, and with that said, this has been Flurry of Destiny, and I'll see you on the next episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. Goodbye!